we predicted that Gervonta Davis would win by KO. You look
Yeah.
at his resume there: 30 wins, 0 losses, 28 knockouts to his name. He's 30 years old already. I didn't like him taking this fight against Lamont Roach, who already had a loss. Two draws now. Lamont Roach 25-1, 10 KOs, not known for his power. He's 29. He lost to Jamel Herring, but that fight was, what, where we at? 2019. That was 6 years ago. He was younger. Um, Not much on his resume. So to me, this was a surprising fight. He was coming up in weight. So it looked like this fight was set up for Tank Davis to, you know, get that victory, get a KO. Wasn't the case, man. He struggled in this one. At the end of the day, they ruled it a majority draw, 114, 114, 115, 113. Actually, a judge added for Davis. And then the third judge had it a draw as well. Give us your thoughts on this one. I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about. Gervonta Davis doesn't get the KO, doesn't even get the win in this one.
Let me just say, Gio, if there wasn't a witness protection program, I know that there is one now. Again, man, this one was an easy pick for us, right? We knockout, easy. That's one of the most easy ones that we could have picked, and he gets a draw. Again, he started slow. First of all, he was getting beat to the punch. He There was no huge urgency, or if there was there was a like complacency where he's like, I'm gonna get the knockout down the road. I'm gonna get, but no, it was his opponent that was just fighting a very disciplined fight, beating him to the punch, looking clean, doing just enough to win those rounds. And yeah, man, we'll get into the whole, taking the knee because wow, like, wow, how does this guy get away with that? Again, I know it's real time tricky, but you got to call that. But man, disappointing for Gervonta Davis. Again, I know too many people were not going to buy this $85, but they were going to find a way because Gervonta is entertainment. So again, very disappointing for Gervonta Davis. Messes up his perfect record, and yeah, man, I don't. Yeah, not the Gervonta we're used to.
All right, let's get into some comments before I give my take, because I'm about to go off. I'm just warning you guys, all right? First of all, rewinding, Big Bro says the real Swift about Hurd. He looked like he was fighting underwater. Should have been retired. Uh, Roach was robbed, says Clyde. Would have been his second knockdown since when Leo knocked him down and also not counted. I remember that. That's facts. Clyde spitting facts right now. He also says his second loss since Isaac Cruz. I know Chris will agree with you on that one. Willis got the bag before the fight, says Big Bro. Shout out to Willis, man. One of our favorite refs, but he fumbled it this time around. He panicked. It looked like he was gonna start counting after Tank Davis went down voluntarily. It seemed like you see it there. Look, man, before I give my thoughts, I posted a poll, 380 votes. How did you score it? Only 11% had Tank Davis winning on our poll.
Damn.
14% had it a draw. And 75% had Roach winning out of the nearly 400 votes, Chris. I think that says it all. You know, watching this fight live, man, I thinking politics, I'm like, yeah, they're probably gonna give it a draw because you can't have the A side losing, right? You can't have the man keeping this company afloat losing, especially to a guy coming up in weight, especially a guy who had already lost before, especially to a guy who's not known for his punching power, especially against a guy who was relatively unknown before this. But let's keep it real. I think Roach should have won this fight even without the knockdown. Now, the knockdown itself, I was very confused because you can't just go down, walk over to your corner, have them hand you the towel or whatever they did, He's blaming it on the grease of his hair. Said his eyes were burning, and then you can't just tell the ref, "All right, I'm ready now," and then continue the fight. Like, I'm not sure if I've ever seen that before. So one should have been a knockdown. That's clear. He did take a punch. Maybe not the hardest punch, but he did take a punch. Kind of looked around, took a knee, walked over to his corner. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that could have been a disqualification too. Like,
Yeah,
when
I
you
agree.
get knocked down, you're not even, or when you knock your opponent down, you're not even allowed to go to your corner. They always make you go to the neutral corner. Never mind them handing you something that's going to help you in the fight to help you continue. So that could have easily been a disqualification. Now, some instances, politics, right? If you guys remember the fight between James Kirkland and Carlos Molina, this was maybe 10 years ago. Carlos Molina almost knocked James Kirkland out, knocked him down at the end of the round. Referee was counting. Carlos Molina's corner, as the round was over, they got up on the canvas as the referee was still counting, and they disqualified them because obviously you're not allowed to go onto the canvas when the action is still going on. So they disqualified him, no hesitation. Now, there's other cases like the Mayweather case where his uncle hops onto the ring, attacks his opponent, aka Sab Judah. They start a riot. Security goes into the ring. Security, police, all these guys are squabbling, fighting each other. And then once they were able to stop that fight, that riot, they allowed Mayweather and Judah to continue the fight. There was like 5 seconds left in the round, and then they continue fighting, and no disqualification, right? So there's two sides, of the coin. If you're the A side, it seems like the rules don't necessarily apply. If you're the B side, no hesitation, you're disqualified. So this was wrong for so many reasons. But putting that aside, I still thought Lamont Roach deserved the victory. Worst case scenario for him, a draw. One of the judges still had Davis up. None of the judges had Lamont Roach up. So yeah, this was wrong for so many reasons, man. I don't want to talk bad about that company, but a lot of fishy stuff going on here, man.
Gervonta's is paying the bills for this company, keeping them afloat. So yeah, a lot of the favoritism shown there. It's a bad look for boxing. I agree with the chat, and so yeah, man. I know at first I think he said he didn't want to run it back, but now and I think he knows that he needs to give this match a second go. Do you think do we see it next year, or do you see Tank moving up to something else?
I don't know. There's mixed signals right now. In the post-fight press conference, he stated that the rematch was not next. And then he tweeted, of course, that it was. So we'll see. But let's go to some comments real quickly. They gotta punish the ref, says Clyde. This fight was too popular for people to see. Such a robbery. Casuals and non-boxing fans were watching. It's embarrassing. Big Bro agrees with Clyde. Kyle says there is talk that the NYC is reviewing the knockdown. He should have been disqualified, says Big Bro when he got the towel from his corner as well. Clyde says Ali had it worse and dealt with it against Sonny Liston. Big Bro also states that Mayweather, when he took a knee against Chicanito after hurting his hand. Yeah, I saw that clip. I think Crawford might have reposted that one. Clyde says I had it 116, 112 Roach. Should have been 116, 111 with the knockdown. Scored it the same even after watching it again.
Yeah, again, it's a bad look. The hair. I think the salon that he went to get, his hair made. I think they were even joking like, "Man, you got your hair done on Tuesday. Don't blame us. It's Saturday. Like you've been to the gym, you've gone running. Like, chill out, stop." But I mean, it's been pretty funny, Gio. It's been pretty funny.
Yeah, and look, I don't. I'm not gonna say it's not real or if it's real. Like Amanda Serrano came out and said, "Hey, I had to cancel my fight against Taylor the first time because um, my hair, the grease on my hair got in my eyes, and my eyes were burning. Doctors didn't let me fight. Um, so there's some people vouching for him. What you can't vouch for is the fact that he took a knee, who went to his corner, grabbed the towel, wiped his face, and then called time in as if he was a referee, Chris. There was memes flying around of him calling timeouts, like as a basketball player, him taking a knee, like Colin Kaepernick. Man, just a bad look. But let's highlight Lamont Roach, man, because um, I can admit I didn't know much about Roach. Um, as I said, he wasn't known as a power puncher, but it looked like he carried himself really well in this division at 135. Um, he took Gervonta's power. Um, Gervonta wasn't very accurate, but he did land some good power body punches, some good body work on Roach, and Roach took him well. And Roach, he stayed calm. He fought well on the inside. He punched with Davis. He wasn't afraid. He even rocked Gervonta a couple times. Let's not forget that. So, as I said, even um, with without the knee, without the knockdown, I still thought Roach had the more effective punches. He was busier. These are the stats that PBC put. I saw one where the stats were even wider in favor of Roach. You see it there. He outlanded Gervonta. Power punches were damn near even. Jabs, Gervonta only threw 69 punches according to these PBC stats. That's less than 6 jabs per round that he was throwing, not even landing. It says he landed 10. That's less than one per round. How do you win a fight landing less than 1 jab per round? I mean, he's got to be very, very fortunate to have the right people on his side and to walk away with his draw. He tried to act surprised at the end. I'm not buying it, Tank. I don't believe it. Sorry if you're watching this, but I don't believe that. I thought that was all theater. I think he was very, very relieved that this fight ended in a draw.
Yeah, I think Lamont Roach doesn't get enough respect for this performance. I think a lot, like 95% of people felt that Tank was going to knock him out. Losing a decision to Tank would have been a good day at the office. But yeah, man, I feel like he was the deserved winner. He was robbed of of that his name being called out. Gio, I'm sure a bunch of fans as he was making his way out were telling him that he was the winner, and I'm sure that felt good. But it's not the same.
Well, I'm still trying to process even what happened because watching it live, I was confused. Willis, like I said earlier, it looked like he was going to start counting. I swear I saw him put some fingers up, and then he just kind of stopped and was asking Davis what was wrong. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. That was very, very weird, man. Very weird. Of course, um, the boxing world was reacting. I saw an interview by Pitbull Cruz. He said they asked him if the draw was fair, and he said no. I think they owe Lamont Roach that knockdown. I think he should have won. Same with Ryan. Ryan said, what did Ryan say? He said this is the wildest thing I've seen in boxing, and he also said that he had Lamont Roach winning. I think Paulie Malignaggi as well. I think most people saw Lamont Roach winning. So obviously, Crawford too. Crawford's on Shakur's side, so he had his fair share of comments about this fight. But yeah, wild times. And as I said, Gervonta he should feel very, very fortunate to walk away with just a draw. Roach was able to push him back when it looked like Davis was trying to come forward. Davis was arguing with his corner too. He was telling him to relax. In one of the rounds, when the camera was on them and the mics, he was telling them to listen to him. So yeah, there was just a lot going on there. And unfortunately for Roach, man, even if the rematch happens, I don't know if he'd be able to duplicate this same game plan and this same style and this same type of fight. And even if he does, Chris, I don't think they would still give him the fight, even fighting like this. So, man, that really, really sucks for him. They showed him walking back through the hallways to the dressing rooms, and he was just screaming, fuck. Like, he was just walking down the hallways yelling because I think he knows it. It's very very difficult to defeat politics and boxing, and I don't know if this same opportunity will arise for him again, man. Unfortunately.